Morning. Listen, I want to tell you this story really briefly. I went to my hairdresser yesterday, and we got to talking about our lives and things like that. And she said she used to be married, but the relationship became abusive and she had to leave. But some of the details she was talking to me about, she said, when she was married to her husband at the time, she said she would notice her husband was very nasty to her for no reason. He would ignore her and do the silent treatment against her for no reason. She said at that time, she was in the height of her, she does hair, also she does inspirational speaking, woman empowerment conferences and things like that. And she said she just happened to know that, he will always be angry, at her for no reason. Even when she does these things, these conferences and things like that, she would just notice his attitude would change. She said on this particular day, she said they went out of state and they went to this, she hosted an empowerment conference. And she said when they were on their way to the hotel, she wanted to get something in her car first. And then when she got back to the hotel, she couldn't get in. He locked her out of the hotel, out of the fly, right? So she said after a time, she just noticed he was a very angry man and she decided to leave. So she said maybe 2 or 3 years after. Now this man, he's very corporate, right? He had a big job in the government and things like that. So after some years back, she found out that he too started to do hair, right? Isn't that strange? So she said when she was in the business, he didn't have no interest in it. He didn't even ask her any questions about it. Nothing. I say this to say that sometimes people want your life. They want your life. They want your accolades. They want to experience how people love you, how people cheer for you, how people elevate you. This man went to the point where he took her. He wanted to be like he went to school and became a hairdresser just like her. This whole corporate man, right? I need you all to, I just want you all to know that this destiny swapping is serious business. It's serious. But we have to look at Satan and God. Satan wants to be like God, right? He emulates everything God does, but he does it in a satanic way, right? So when we see stuff like that, we also know that these things are demonic. He took her whole life. He wanted to emulate her whole life and became good at it. This corporate man. And he became good at it. So now too, he's a hairdresser. And maybe he too would start doing conferences. You see how weird this can be? You see how it's just weird. It's just so, it's that kind of thing that makes you go, wow. But this is also a symptom of self-hate. This is a symptom of lack of self-love. And a whole lot of stuff, narcissistic stuff, and maybe some other stuff going on there. But I just thought, I came to understand that it emulates the same way that the devil emulates Christ, right? So be careful when you see a symptom of jealousy and envy. Don't play with that spirit. When you detect it, run. Because it's a murderous spirit. I'm glad she got out of that marriage because, it was nothing godly in it, right? But I just thought that was peculiar. But I also wanted you to know that we have to be very careful on these streets, right? With family members, with friends. It's serious. You have to walk in discernment, right? Okay, take care and be careful. Bye.